Yesterday, we talked about some of Fortnite's best shotguns of all time, and that was kind of obvious, right? We all know what are the best shotguns of all time, but today we're going to look at some of Fortnite's worst shotguns of all time, and I have a feeling there are going to be some controversial takes in here. If you guys go on to like this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We are pushing for 10,000 subscribers. Also, be sure to use code TYFRYZ if you would like to support me additionally in the Fortnite item shop, of course, but with that all being said, let's get right into it. As soon as I realized I was going to make a video on some of Fortnite's worst shotguns, the first gun that came to mind was the lever action shotgun. There is seriously a fan club of people that are just in my comment section every single time I talk negatively about this weapon, and I just don't get it. To me, it's a worse version of the tac shotgun. I think the big problem with the lever action is the pellet spread is just way too big. Even when you aim down sights, it's pretty large. And this means that from anything past, I don't know, maybe 5 meters, you're really not going to hit for anything, whereas other shotguns like the Havoc or even the TAC will shine a little bit more. I will say this shotgun is very satisfying to use. It looks cool, it sounds cool, the whole animation with the lever action is really sick. But you could probably put 20 shotguns in front of the lever action and I would probably take all of them over this weapon. I am just personally not a big fan, but I know that there is a lot of people that are very big fans and enjoyers of this weapon, so sorry to upset you, but here it is. And I could basically just say everything I just said, but for the Dragon's Breath shotgun, which is going to be my second weapon here. I do not understand any type of hype around this weapon. And just like the lever action, there is always a horde of people that are always telling me how this is the best shotgun of all time, and that just couldn't be any farther from the truth. I have several gripes with this weapon. First of all, the range. It is basically like using a double barrel shotgun. Anything past like 2 or 3 meters, you are just going to totally whiff. And tying into that, the pellet spread is massive, so that obviously hurts the range and your pellets are doing less damage. I also am just not a fan of the fire effect. I get that's the whole point of this weapon, but my big problem was if you were in a box with somebody, a wood box, let's say, and let's say you have 10 HP left, right? You're in a box fight, you guys are exchanging shots, like this is not a unusual thing, this happens all the time. You shoot the Dragon Breath, you kill them, great. The problem is now your entire box is on fire and you're going to burn to death if you don't get out in about 3 seconds. The amount of times that I have used this weapon and died after I killed the person because my box was on fire is insane. I hate the fact that that happens. Not to mention, it also uses 4 shells a shot. So every time you shoot once, there go 4 shells, and you only get to shoot 1 time before you reload. You might be saying, well, Tyler, hold on a second. There's another shotgun that does that, the Ranger shotgun. The thing with the Ranger is you are going to consistently do more damage, and the reload is much, much faster. Have you ever seen the reload for the Dragon's Breath? Put all 4 shells in, pop the chamber back up. I don't know. I could go on and on about this weapon. I do not like it, but I know, again, there are some people that do. So sorry to hurt your feelings, but it's got to stay here. Next, in my opinion, probably the worst shotgun in Fortnite history, that's going to be the Makeshift shotgun from Chapter 2, Season 6. Anybody who has been watching my videos for any amount of time really knows how much I dislike Chapter 2, Season 6. But even if you liked this season, you can't really disagree that this is a bottom 3 at the very most shotgun of all time. The thing with the Makeshift was it was supposed to be bad. If you guys remember from that season, you would get the Makeshift and then you'd have to get like the parts or the gears, I forget what it was, and then you would have to craft it into your regular like base pump like how we know it today. So this shotgun was supposed to be bad, and let's be honest guys, it did that job perfectly. It was terrible. I mean, I don't even remember ever hitting for more than 100 damage with this shotgun. The whole loophole that season was absolutely awful, and I genuinely would take every other shotgun that has ever been featured in a Fortnite game than this shotgun. That's just the truth. So yeah, I mean, I don't think I need to go on and on about this. I think everybody watching this knows that this weapon was probably going to be on this list here, so here it is. And next, this feels like a little bit of a cheap pick because it is an exotic weapon, so it's meant to be kind of quirky, but I gotta put it on here. That is the Dub. Again, just another shotgun that gets so much love from a lot of people, and I don't understand it. It is at the core a broken weapon and a bad idea. I don't understand, and I still to this day, I argue with people in my comment section all the time about this. Why would I ever use a ultra close quarter shotgun that is going to push me away from my target. Like to me, I can't wrap my head around that. And I get it. People are going to say, oh, just crouch. It doesn't do that. Like when you're in the middle of a box fight, like you are not thinking about having to crouch before. If anything, it's just an inconvenience to do so. What I will not argue about is the fact that this weapon is really fun. It is genuinely a fun weapon, and when combined with, I remember in Chapter 4, Season 1, augments and the shockwave hammer and balloons, you can have a ton of fun, and I think that's why a lot of people like it. But as a practical Fortnite shotgun, there are so many better options than the dub. Again, I just don't think that I'll ever be able to wrap my head around the fact that this shotgun pulls you away 10-15 meters from your target. To me, that just makes no sense, and I really dislike it. So I think the dub honestly deserves a spot on this list. All right, here is one that I think people are going to see coming. That is the two-shot shotgun. Just like most of the shotguns on this list, there are people in my comment section that tell me the two-shot shotgun is the best shotgun they've ever used. And I don't know what kind of lobbies you guys are getting in, because every time I use the two-shot, I am legitimately hitting for like 30 damage. I absolutely despised this shotgun when it was out. I was a pure prime shotgun user. I would take a common prime shotgun over a blue or greater two-shot. I could not stand the two-shot shotgun. But what I will say is this is a weapon that in the right hands could actually do some work. I think it's just contingent on having two open shots. I mean, how often in Fortnite are you able to get two shotgun shots back to back off? I feel like most of the time when you get a shotgun shot off, it's a really quick shot and then a wall's built. Like there's not really a ton of follow-up time, right? So sometimes with the two shot, you could hit one shot and then not hit the second one. But the burst was almost negligible. Like it was almost not there. So if you had an open opportunity to hit both shots at close range, this was a really, really good weapon, but it's just too much has to go right in order for it to be good. And I think a lot of people share that same sentiment, that the two shot was just kind of a bad shotgun and too niche, to be honest with you. And for my last placement on this list, this one I think is going to upset some people. That is going to be the Primal shotgun. And I was kind of debating between the Primal shotgun or honestly the wood stake shotgun for this list. But after revisiting them, after the nerf especially to the Primal shotgun, I hated it. Now, if you'll remember, on launch, this shotgun was incredibly strong. Of course, it is a kind of like a drum shotgun, but it was a 2-round burst, but that burst was essentially instant. I mean, there was no, delay at all, and you would just jump in someone's box, and it kind of reminded me of what the current enhanced drum shotgun is like. It was almost like that on launch. It was really, really, really strong. But Epic went ahead and nerfed it, and to me, they just nerfed it into the ground. It doesn't hit the same. If you can't tell, I really don't like these shotguns with like quirks. Like I just like my basic shotguns where I'm going to be getting consistent damage from decent range, and at close range you're going to be punished if you miss those shots. And so you can kind of see why I'm not the biggest fan of the Primal shotgun, but I understand why some people are. So of course though, it is my list, and this is going to be the last shotgun I put on here. So with that being said, that is my list for some of Fortnite's worst shotguns of all time. Let me know in the comment section, what did I hit on? What did I miss on? I know it's going to be hostile down there, but I can handle it, I promise you. Again, like, comment, subscribe, guys. We are pushing for 10K subs. But with all that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.